Sip ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm 𝘃𝙁𝙗, boom, boom. Sip ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm 𝘃𝙁𝙗, boom, boom. Sip ace, that.
So I think we're halfway through, what is it, day 2 now of this little job. Got the second-hand replacement hub on just about. It was a bit of a wrestle, but we got there. We've got the tie rod and the tie rod end taken off. I was going to put them all back on, but unfortunately the supplier sent me the wrong one, so it was about twice as long, so we're going to have to wait now in 3 or 4 hours, I think it is, they said, to get the right one in. I'm also waiting for, when we've stripped it, we found this little stabiliser link arm from the hub to the wishbone. That's bent, so that's coming with the new tie rod that's on its way. You can see there, that's where his hub snapped. The end, this is difficult to see now, it's actually quite a decent bend in that. I've cut it just because basically we've got this special tool here. I know some of you have been asking about special tools. Well, here's one of them. It's a tie rod end remover. That basically slots over your tie rod and grips onto this cup here so that you can undo the thread out of the steering rack. But rather than, obviously these track rod ends, they do seize on over time. Things going in the bin anyway, it's just not worth the time of trying to unseize it and undo it properly. So I've cut that off so that we could remove that with a special tool. But basically that's it, we're stuck waiting for parts again.
Sip ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm 𝘃𝙁𝙗, boom, boom. Sip ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm 𝘃𝙁𝙗, boom, boom. Sip ace, that.
I love you. What's that?
More
Not required.
More broken French car parts.
So where are we up to then, really, in real world terms?
As soon as we get the last of the suspension bits this afternoon, we'll be able to drop it off the ramp, because we need to roll it backwards and open the doors to full width basically, so we can get the rest of the bolts out of the back end of the wings.
What have we actually replaced then so far?
Just the hub basically.
Yeah, and the rack end and the track rod end.
No, the rack end. I've told them this already. They're bored now. The rack end came, it was too long.
Oh, there you go. So it was too long. So we put the new studs, or the original studs from the original hub in it. But that was fun. Was that enjoyable?
They came straight out.
Did they? Oh, right.
And they've gone back in with Loctite, just to make sure that his wheel doesn't come off.
Yeah. So we've got a bit of damage to the front panel, slam panel. You can see it. There's damage there. Obviously that is behind where the crash barrier is anyway, isn't it, Ben?
It bolts on straight over it, yeah. I mean, there's a couple of cracks and little pieces chipped off it, but
just dress the edges up for now because it's a track car at the end of the day.
It's got another couple of crashes in it, that's for sure.
There's a bit of damage to the bottom of the radiator, the lug there, isn't there? We're going to pressure test the coolant system to see whether, because it's got a significant amount of coolant in it.
It's still got all its coolant in it, so I think it's just that bottom mounting that's broken.
Yeah, and the obviously the aircon has taken any of the kind of like crap that's flown up at it or whatever it was that's hit it, because that's
I think it's
damp,
just that bottom,
isn't it?
just the bottom end. Yeah, I think it's probably pierced that.
Just caught that there. Well, aircon delete this. So Luke's going to look for a new one of these for the future, but in fairness, that's probably a fairly easy swap, isn't it, realistically? Or am I predicting?
Well, it would be now, yeah.
Yeah. So probably do that in the future, because we're going to make the bumper quick release anyway. He wants some buttons putting in for quick releasing it, so that'd be an easy swap anyway. We've straightened out the edge here, as Ben said before. I'm sure he's already mentioned this, have you?
No.
So you've straightened out the edge of this just to make it look a bit better. We'll throw a bit of paint at it, and then realistically get the bits that have come wrong, get them bolted on, get the two wings removed, ready for going to the body shop, and then we can get it loaded onto the recovery truck and get it away from here, and it's someone else's problem. Just mentioned Gav the painter, he's up the road, he does quite a bit of work for us, doesn't he, in all fairness, Ben? He'll do a good job of this. We'll address the dent to the door at some point, which we...
Comes back probably, innit?
Yeah, well, I think that'll probably come out with paintless.
Good, yeah, definitely good enough, won't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's not worth, like, the amount of cost associated with getting a door, painting it, plus the stickers that need to go on the bottom and everything. It's just not worth it for a track car. The bonnet we're going to try and save because of the pins, just because it's already been marked up and cut as well, so we'll probably save that if we can. We think we probably can. It's all gone alright, hasn't it, really? Apart from like the hub being a pain, they're quite tight to come off, aren't they, really? That was the biggest thing, and making a little tool to get them apart.
They come off alright, to be fair, but the new one
Putting
was,
the new one back on.
Tight,
yeah, definitely. We just made, Ben came up with a little bolt and washer tool, I suppose, that we made just to make it easier to expand it so that we could slide the bottom of the strut into the hub itself, and it was plain-ish sailing from there, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully that hub's in good condition. There didn't seem to be too much play in any of the bearings or anything. It is a used part, obviously, because the new ones are quite expensive and quite difficult to get hold of, so fingers crossed we should get this thing ready to rock and over to the painters, but taking up way too much of your time. If you want to have a look at the lights with them, and I'll leave you alone. If you haven't already, then please subscribe to the channel.
Hit that bell icon.
Yeah, boy. Like this video if you support Luke and support us as well, just for the sake of it, really. Comment down below anything that you think we should do, anything you think we've missed, because obviously we're not Renault specialists. We did used to do a bit of
172s and
182s back a few years ago, but it just became a really kind of fickle market, really, and it wasn't particularly that enjoyable to do either, was it, Ben? For one reason and another. Part 3 of this video is going to be probably when it goes up to the body shop. Are you going to do the quick release before it goes or not? Don't know. We'll see anyway. We'll need to just repair that bumper anyway, and maybe do a quick release mechanism for it so that you can easily take the bumper off. But that'll be part 3 of the video, and then part 4 will be it all done, and hopefully Luke collecting it.
Sip Ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm 𝘚𝘚𝙃𝙃, boom, boom. Sip Ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm 𝘚𝘚𝙃𝙃, boom, boom. Sip Ace, that
I've had to draft Lee in. I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry, state of affairs.
Right, so that's it. We've got the front wings fitted. We've adjusted the brackets to make it line up somewhat. We could have bought new ones, but in fairness, Luke's repurposing a lot of the stuff that was on this car just to save a bit of money more than anything. So you will have seen Ben doing those bits before. Now it's time to go off to the body shop. So, Gavin, it's coming to you, and hopefully we'll be able to repair this bumper, because Luke tells me that Clio RS200 front bumper is about £800+, so that's going to be a huge dent into his budget. Now I know this is a track car, but Luke wants it to look still quite tidy, so we're going to try and address the front wings, which when they landed to us, one of them had a tiny crack in it and the other one had some rattle can paint on it. So we're going to probably address the front end as a totality. We've sort of done a bit to the bonnet. Obviously it needs a bit of finessing by the Bodywork Guy. We've just got it there or thereabouts for him, but from now we're going to try and get this loaded up onto the recovery truck, onto Ed's recovery truck, and get it over to Gav. So I'm going to, because old Ed over there, Santa's decided he can't fit, and even though I'm fat, I'm going to give this a whirl. I'm going to take this off so that I don't... Right. Alright. I'm in. Mummy. Right. Help! Right, so there's a little bit of damage around this rear end. I'm sure that Luke will address that at some point in the near future. The back light needs replacing, but we can do that after it's come back from the body shop. The car's on, it's loaded. It's going to Gav the painter. So Gav, good luck, mate. Yeah, a little ouch sticker will hide that, Luke. So good news is that there's no chassis damage. There's only superficial damage, really, and that's it. So he got away quite lightly, considering the amount of bits that flew off it and sort of broke to bits. It's a testament to the fact that this Clio is one tough little cookie. It's just a shame it was such a straight car and now it's such a not so cool kind of straight car, really. But I'm sure it'll come back bigger and better. Get it touched up, get a plaster over it, and watch the next episode to see how this thing turns out. If you haven't already, then please consider subscribing. Hit that bell icon, just because Ed looks like Santa, and stay notified of any new content. Like this video just for the pure fact that Luke is just doing his absolute best to get this thing sorted. And comment down below if you think there's anything that you should consider in the future going forwards, or anything that you'd like to see from us or from Luke with this Clio. Thanks guys, stay safe. Hope you enjoy this merry little lockdown just before Christmas. And we'll see you again in the next episode of repairing Luke's track monster here.